Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Podcast, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
Let's take a look at some of the stocks on the move today. I'm Paul Sweeney with Jess Menton and Bloomberg's Lisa Mateo. Lisa, what do you got?
Okay, so we're starting with Pinterest, right? Their shares have been up as much as 11% before the bell. So this is an app where you get like creative ideas, right? You buy products through pins that take you to a merchant's website. That's exactly how it works. Yeah, so that's exactly how it works.
All right.
The specifics, though, some good news. So second quarter revenue, it topped estimates. Its CEO said it's because of its ability to leverage AI. So AI becoming a big part of it. It's been helping to like personalize users' experience, but they say it gives advertisers this early sign on trends before they show up in the purchasing data. So they're giving them like the advantage, the upper edge. But analysts say that rising tariffs could be a risk because you have those large Asian advertisers that are starting to pull out on spending because of what's going on with tariffs. But it's just like another look into the digital ad market. It's something we've been talking about, right? Amazon, Alphabet, Meta, all those different companies saying that it's healthy. So there's another sign.
I mean, the digital media has been really strong relative to taking share from traditional media, radio, television, print, all that kind of stuff. That's been a 15, 20-year story, and it continues to be the case.
Yeah. Okay. And when you guys travel, do you ever use Expedia or like any of these?
Yeah. Occasionally I do.
You know what? Here's a bucket list item we're doing. Literally, I think we're going to book today.
Ooh.
Kentucky Derby.
Ooh.
I've been saying, got to go to the Kentucky Derby. It's a bucket list thing, and I think so. We just called up our gal and said, just whatever
do it.
package.
I could see in like the pastels and the hats and everything.
Yeah.
We'll be all set. So that might be in the offing for next.
Well, some people do that. They do book through Expedia, but they're not lately. Their shares have been down as much as 10%. They have Expedia.com, Hotels.com. Also, Vrbo is part of Expedia. Travel demand, they say, in the U.S. is down. The CFO said 2/3 of their business comes from the U.S., so this is like a big hit for them. Whereas you have their rivals like Booking Holdings, Airbnb, they get more of their revenue abroad instead of from the U.S. So it cut its full year outlook, gross bookings and revenue. The interesting thing is that he added that near a 30% drop in inbound bookings from Canada that drove a 7% decline overall inbound
They're
travel.
not happy.
No.
I understand.
Yeah.
They're not happy. So.
They're not. They did have one bright spot, though, that was profitability. Their first quarter adjusted earnings per share did top estimates. So if you're going from flying, right, you go to driving, you get a Lyft. Or in my case, sometimes I go to Uber first. But Lyft, it's been getting the boost. Shares as much as 11%. They've been up before the bell. Booking, outlook beat on top of that. Rides increased 16%. So here's where they see expansion. Less densely populated markets like Indianapolis. That was really good for them, offering higher margin, those premium rides. People are getting more of the premium rides in U.S. regions. And Uber had the disappointing results. So this is kind of like a bright spot in the whole ride share space. And it also announced a big thing for them was that expanded share buyback program. So that
that's
really
big.
helped to give it a
Stock
boost.
up 10% pre-market, kind of flat on the year, but down 25% over the past year. It's amazing the divergence of these two companies, Lyft and Uber. I mean, Uber's like 10 times the size in terms of market cap.
Well, especially when you think about the margins and then also expanding out to Uber Eats and the other types of deliveries where Lyft is more limited in that regard.
Yeah, it's just amazing. But I don't know. It seems like there's a market there. I don't know.
It does. You know what's booming too is that those buy now, pay later companies like Affirm, that one, their shares though were down. They gave this revenue forecast. It trailed estimates, but it's a highly competitive place, right? You know, Klarna. Then you have offerings from PayPal and Block on top of it. And there was some positive news today actually out of Affirm that it's looking into a deal with Costco. So now online shoppers can pay their bill over time.
The Stock Movers Podcast from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.